What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And before we get into today's video, I just want to say, if you're a fan of those legends of the game, then I would definitely recommend subscribing to the channel because that's all I focus on. Also, guys, this is content that you enjoy. I would greatly appreciate it if you'd posterize that like button. That would help me out a great deal with the YouTube algorithm. And let me know in the comment section below, guys, a build that you'd like to see me do on a legend of the game. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. So guys, we're doing a request build today for David Thompson. And the thing is, guys, and I know this is one of the things that they mentioned when they did the request for the build, is the fact that in the game, he only has a block of like 84. So, I did, take that into consideration. And I got to looking, right? And the crazy thing is, if you do a build for a guard, right? Let's say you even go pure red, okay? We go pure red on this build. Speed, we'll do speed and vert because you do want that vertical. And this doesn't really matter because this isn't a part of the build. I'm just kind of showing you. Just trying to show you something on this and just to kind of get what I'm saying here. So I'm just going to, go through, do all this. We'll max that out, and then we'll max out the rebounding. And we'll just put this here. So even if you were to max this out, okay, the fact that he was 6'4", if you look at that, you're gonna have a 61 block, right? Even if we were to max the wingspan out, right, the maximum you're going to get is 66, which isn't great. I mean, you're going to have the rebounding, I feel, that he had, but you're not going to have the shot blocking ability that he had. And if you look, I mean, you're going to have the dunking that he had for sure, but you're not going to have that mid-range game like he had. It's going to be decent, but it's not going to be quite what he had, I don't feel. So, you could go pure red if you wanted to on this build. You're going to get most of those aspects. But, guys, when I do these builds, I want to try to get as much as possible, right? And I know that that's sometimes, asking for a lot from 2K, right? Because, well, it's a 2K, builder. You've got parameters that you have to fit within. So I'm going to show you a couple that I've done that I feel like would be good representations. While I wouldn't say that they're 100% accurate on this, they're pretty good. Of course, we're going to go the Hall of Fame finishing with a little bit less shooting because we do want that shooting ability. And we're going to max out our close shot, our driving layup, our driving dunk, and our standing dunk. That'll give us 17 finishing badges. We'll max out our mid-range. Now, Thompson really, he was never really a big three-point shooter, right? So we're just going to take this up to 70. We're not going to really do a whole lot with that. And then you can go ahead and put this on, as the post fade on as well, just to get that 20 shooting badges. And then, of course, you want ball handling and pass accuracy. And then we'll do perimeter defense, lateral quickness. You can do the steal also in the block. Now, with this build, guys, you're going to be very offensive heavy, right? It's offensive heavy build with this. So, and your block isn't going to be great. You're not going to have the rebounding or anything. You're just going to mainly have, the mid-range shooting ability and that dunking ability, right? So if you wanted to go this route, you could. Now, the way that I ended up doing this build, however, is I went ahead, I took down the three-point shot, and I took down the mid-range. And I went ahead and I just finished maxing out this and the defensive rebound and just put the remaining 14 there. Now, if you want that 3-point shot and you want that post fade, you could put it on there just to get those additional shooting badges. But I felt like to make this as close to a David Thompson build as possible, I felt like those are two things that you could really do without on this build. But you wanted that defense. You wanted that rebounding especially, right? Because, well, he should just have that. So I went that route instead on this build, but I did want to show you the offensive heavy as well in case you wanted to go that route with this build, okay? Doesn't matter about the body shape. Of course, you're going to be 6'4", and I believe it's 195. Yeah, 6'4", 195. Now, for this, guys, you could leave it the way that it is, but because I do want that rebounding improved some and I want that shot blocking better, I'm going to go ahead and max it out. Now, if you look at this, once you get this build maxed out, you're going to have a 87 driving dunk. You're going to have a mid-range of 81, and you're going to have a perimeter defense of 82 with a 79 lateral quickness, 58 block, which, again, isn't where we want it, but it's decent, right? And you're going to have a 60 or a 70 defensive rebounding, so you'll be good there. And then for the takeover guys, really, it depends on you and what you want. I feel like, slasher is a good way to go with this build. And you have built a slashing playmaker. And like I said, that's just one way to do this build. I'm going to show you another way as well. Now, the other way that I'm going to show you, it's pretty good. It focuses more on the defense, but it may still leave some things to be desired, as far as like the finishing and things like that, for sure. And of course, we're going to go the mostly defense with a little bit less shooting. We're going to stay with this speed and vert pie chart. And we're going to max out our close shot, our driving layup, and our driving dunk. And our standing dunk, we're going to max that out as well. We're going to max out our mid-range. Now, just like before, I'm going to show you the offensive heavy route if you want to do that. You'll do post fade as well, just to get as many of those shooting badges as possible. And then we'll go pass accuracy and ball handling, perimeter defense, lateral quickness. And then we'll just put our block on. And then we'll put this remaining 20 on our rebounding. So this, again, this is more offensive heavy. You got more playmaking and shooting in here. But if you wanted to go, you wanted more of that defense like you should have with this, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to take down your 3-point shot and your post fade. You'll go ahead and max out your steal, your defensive rebound, and then put the remaining on your offensive rebounding. And, if you wanted to, say take down your standing dunk, right, because your standing dunk isn't great anyway, and you put it here, and then maybe just put like the rest on your 3-point shot just to kind of give you some extra shooting badges, you could do that, but again, this guys, it just, to me, I'm gonna show you. It just doesn't feel right. Even when you max this out, you're only gonna have a 65 block, so your blocking's not gonna be great. You're gonna have an 80 mid range, and that's all well and good. But you're only gonna have a 76 dunk. So this is another way that you could do this if you want to, emphasis be more on shooting and defense, and not so much finishing, but. I mean, to me, guys, really, if I'm doing this build, right, and the best way that I found to do this build so far has been this. Now, I get it. You're not going to have your mid-range game, and you're not going to have the shot blocking, but you're going to be decent at both of those. And you're definitely going to have that finishing ability that he had around the basket. And we're just going to go ahead. We'll stay with the same pie chart, the speed invert. We'll go ahead and max out our close shot, our driving layup, and our driving dunk, as well as our standing dunk. We'll put our mid range up. And if you do not do like my career or anything, you don't have to worry about your free throw shooting. I just put that on there for those that do the actual my career or rec, things like that, where you need that free throw shooting. We'll just go ahead and max out our lateral quickness, our perimeter defense, and our steal. And we'll max out our block. Then our defensive rebound, and then we'll put these on the offensive rebound. So you could go this route as well. Now, if you're someone, if you don't play, if you just play like on the courts and stuff, and you just don't need, you just do not need those, those free throw shooting. Yeah, I would go this route. I would just take the free throw down and, put it on your post hook and your offensive rebound will be 6'4", again, 195. We'll go ahead and max this out. Now, if you look at this, guys, you're only going to have a 70 mid-range shot. And I get that that's not great, right? But once you get this, the thing is, 70 mid-range, you're going to be able to knock that down pretty well. To me, I feel like, because of the shooting in 2K22, it's pretty easy. So a 70 mid-range, if you take good shots, you're going to be able to knock that down. Your block is only going to be 65, and I get that. But you've got, what you're going to do is with those badges, you're going to make this build to where it's able to block shots pretty well, right? But what I do like about this is you've got that finishing ability that he had. You're going to have a 99 driving dunk, which is amazing. You're going to have a 98 driving layup, close shot of 96. And, for someone that is 6'4", you're going to have an 82 standing dunk, guys, which is amazing. And of course, if you want to focus more on that defense, you can do lockdown. But we're going to do finisher, right? That's the smart way to go about this. A two-way slasher. And we'll get in. I'm going to show you these badges, guys. I'm just going to show you the badges on defense that you're going to want to use for this, And, the other badges you can just kind of pick and choose. But the two badges that I would do, right? I would do Rebound Chaser and Rim Protector, of course, and Intimidator. Now, the reason why I do those three specifically, and I would recommend doing those three on this build, is because if you're wanting that blocking ability, you're going to want Rim Protector and Intimidator, because you're going to want to be able to, cause them to alter their shots. And of course, you're going to want Rebound Chaser because you want to be able to grab those rebounds at 6'4". You're going to need them. Now, these are the only three badges that, if you're wanting to do this very much like David Thompson, these are the three badges that I would recommend doing on this build. I don't normally recommend badges because, that's kind of, you pick and choose what you want. But I feel like these three are a must to get those, those things where we want it to be, even though we don't quite have the rebounding or the shot blocking that we want. These badges will help. But yeah, that's the only thing that I would recommend on this, guys. I tried, a couple different ways, and I worked on this build for probably, in all honesty, probably about 5 days, just tweaking it in the builder, just trying to, find, just trying to find a way to get that shot blocking higher. And at 6'4", guys, there's no way. It's unfortunate, but I'd even switched it over to metric system, just to see if maybe, because I don't know if you guys know this, but like there's a glitch to where you could switch it over to the metric system and you can get 99 shot blocking, rebounding, offensive and defensive rebounding on a 6'8" player. But it's got to be pure red, right? So I even went through and did that. It didn't work out that way. I did try that. But yeah, you guys, it's not going to be 100% accurate. You're not going to have that shot blocking, but I feel like using those badges to help that, it helps out. Was I able to get 5 blocks a game with this build? No, but I will tell you, in playing with this build with with this pie chart, I was able to consistently knock down a mid-range shot, and I was able to get 1.5, 2 blocks a game, because I played like 4 or 5 games with this build, just to kind of see how it felt, and it was about 1.5 to 2 blocks a game, which isn't great, but that's good. You're gonna be able to get those blocks at 6'4". That's doing really, really well, right? So yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the block higher than it actually is in the game, and I do apologize about that. But I did try everything to do that, and I feel like this build that I'm showing you is, it's a really, really good build. It's a really good David Thompson build. It's fun to play with. If you want that more of that 3-point shooting, though, you're going to have to go with the shooting pie chart, which, again, I don't technically feel like it lives up to the other aspects of his game. But he does have the mid-range with this build, and that's why I choose, why I said this build I feel like is the best, because you've got that 70 mid-range, which isn't great, but you're able to knock it down pretty efficiently. But with that being said, guys, this has been a really, really long video, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. But if you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd posterize that like button. This is content that you enjoy. I would recommend subscribing to the channel. And let me know in the comment section below, guys, a build you would like to see me do on a Legend of the Game. And with that being said, have a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. Have a good one.